Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's Christy in the gardens and we had a big week this week, and yesterday was Earth Day. And so I just want to go live right now, talk about what's in the shipment, what's kind of going on this month, and to talk about all the fun happenings that happened this week. So, and then also to just touch on some of the things to think about when you are growing. We got a lot of new people that have come on. And so welcome everybody. And if you haven't yet, and you're watching this from the email link, definitely go to Facebook and join our Planted community. It's a private community for members. And there's a welcome area where you go, but we are constantly posting daily little video tutorials, answering questions. There's a whole community of people there. And I'm happy because literally that community is growing every week as we bring on new members and such. But also too, on the weekends, we always send out a weekly email, and we have links in that email that take you to the yoga replay from the week. Anything going on with like the cooking classes or our cooking challenges, things like that. We're sending links. They're always in that email. And then also anything that we're noticing in the test gardens that you need to be aware of, we're also putting those links in the email as well. And if you don't get to catch this live on Facebook when I go live in the gardens, you can definitely see the replay in the emails. So, okay, let's talk first off Earth Day. That was yesterday, and you probably got an email from me. I sent an email to everybody. But we just, first off, be so proud of yourself because you're here growing food, and you're growing food in living soil. And that is probably one of the best things that we can be doing for the earth, is helping and learning about soil and how to regenerate soil, because that's what we need to be doing on the planet so that we can actually be helping cure our soils. I mean, so, I'll go a little bit into detail about what I mean by that, but by you guys simply learning about this and doing it yourself, you're actually making a major impact. And here's how you're doing that, because now you know how to do that. And then what that's doing is that's changing how you behave. You don't even know it. It's totally subconscious. But when you go to, let's say, your local farmer's market, you probably are more likely to start talking to your farmer about, like, how are they growing their food? Like, if they're doing it organically, how are they doing it organically? And how are they regenerating their soil? Because you could be growing organically, but not necessarily regenerating your soil the way you should be doing it. And so these are all things that you just need to know about and be able to then make an impact at a grounds level, kind of groundbreaking level to the larger world out there. So it's a big deal, and it's exciting, and that is a great lead into I feel so privileged. I had an interview this week with Jeff Cash. He is the Chief Impact Officer at Rodale Institute. So Rodale Institute is like, I'm sure all of you have heard of it, but I mean, of Rodale Institute. It's been around, it was formed, I believe, in the 70s. And this guy was so progressive in how he's looking at agriculture, even back in the 70s. And the Rodale Institute is known worldwide for their impact on soil and regenerative health and regenerative agriculture, and just really the testing and understanding what we're doing and the impact they are making on the larger agriculture industry, but also on health. So I talked to Jeff a lot about regenerative health, and so there definitely will be links in your email. We've got it posted in Facebook as well. But we talked a lot. It was so fascinating. We talked about the parallels between regenerative health and regenerative agriculture, and kind of what's happened over time in the health community, where what we do is you're sick and you're automatically, the doctor goes right to, here's prescribing you a pill. Here's what you do. And it's kind of like the parallels with what's happened with agriculture. Okay, there's a weed. Oh, there's an insect. Okay, what are we going to do? What kind of chemical, what kind of pesticide are we going to apply to that? Kind of the same kind of thing with our health. And so the whole idea is, let's go back to nature and understand, how do we make the soil healthy? Because when you make the soil healthy, the food is healthy, the person is healthy. So healthy soil, healthy you, healthy planet. And why the planet is so important, obviously we know why it's important, but the reason why soil and climate change are so linked is soil actually stores carbon, takes carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, and it stores carbon in the soil. In the microbial activity, there's a glue that kind of forms, and that's where the soil is stored. Fascinating. 40% of the carbon that comes from what the plant is taking in is stored in the soil. So you guys, by growing food in soil, however small or large, are helping with climate change. So in fact, we are actually, that's one thing we're talking to Rodale about and other scientists, is we want to actually start calculating what is the impact we are making by growing in soil. And one of the things he says in the interview that you'll see is he says, it's almost like a responsibility for everybody that if you grow food at home, but grow it in soil. It's when, I mean, God, we're going to take that. There's so many one-liners that he said, but that one I love because I'm like, absolutely. If you're going to grow food, let's grow it responsibly and let's grow it in soil. And that is what we're doing here. So, okay, that's exciting about that. So please watch that interview. It's a quick one. It's only 20 minutes. We did a real quick interview, and I just wanted to bring their knowledge. They have so many resources on their website as well, and he talks about that. Next thing is yesterday for Earth Day, we were in Los Gatos at the Coffee Bear coffee store. I love that place. It's my go-to place. And they love what we're doing. And we had a pop-up. And we were giving away fun seedlings and grow pots and just telling people about us and what we're doing. So I have a feeling we're going to get a bunch of new customers coming in from that event. So that was exciting. But we're going to have what are you calling it? It's a coffee wall. They're going to have a planted wall at their location. We're going to bring this in May, and they're going to grow mint and all sorts of things on their wall that they're going to be using in their coffees. So I'm excited about that. So if you guys know any local, especially in the Bay Area, if you know any local coffee shops or just restaurants that, like mixology, where they like to do a lot of the kind of farm fresh to table, I'd love to have our walls featured there because it's such a great way to get the word out, to spread it, and also to get people to understand, okay, I can be growing my own food. So, okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Exciting. Let's talk now about gardening. So this week, shipments went out, and a lot of shipments, and we also were shipping out a lot of tomato kits as well, planting tomato kits. So you are going to start getting those in the mail, and you also, if you did order a specific planting kit for tomatoes, this year, what we did is we were actually introducing large tomatoes. So we sent you a 7-gallon grow pot. So, but with that, we also gave you a great soil booster, a pack. So we are giving you some coconut coir. We're giving you a bunch of fertilizer. This is kind of the organic fertilizer blend for transplant that we give you guys. We're giving you mycose, and we're giving you worm castings, and that's to boost your soil. You're going to go to the nursery and buy your own organic planting soil because it's a lot of soil you need, and that would just be wasteful to ship that much soil to. But go ahead and get that soil, but you're going to amend that organic soil with what we're giving you because that's going to make sure that your tomato plants are going to thrive and be extra, extra healthy. So and when they're healthy, again, they ward off disease, and you're going to get a bigger yield. Everything's going to be better as a result. So remember, we're selling those tomato kits. They're on our website. Links are in the emails, but a lot of people are ordering them, and I'm so excited. We're doing a sun gold cherry tomato, which is amazing. Oh my God, I grew those last summer, and they taste like candy, and that plant just pops out the fruit. And then the plum regal, which is your nice, it's not a Roma tomato, but it looks like it, and it's great for sandwiches or for like a mozzarella basil tomato plate, something like that. So anyways, you have that, but you also are getting micro tomatoes, and micro tomato plants are cherry tomatoes. The reason why they're called micro tomato is because they don't get more than 18 inches high, and those are perfect for your grow pots. So everybody's getting those. Some of the planted wall people, if you're on the smoothie theme, you're probably not getting a tomato plant just because those are part of the theme. But if you had planted picks, or if you have mostly salads theme, you're getting a tomato. So micro tomato, so you get to grow those. And the thing with the tomatoes, you guys, they're larger. What we send you, it's in a separate box because it's larger than the plant that we ship, the small seedlings we send you. And so as a result of that, it's ready to go. Like, it's already big. It's kind of ready to go. You don't need to, with the seedlings, a lot of times you're kind of protecting them a little bit, putting them in filtered shade before you get them out into the sun a lot. But with the tomato, put it in the sun, it's ready to go. When you grow tomatoes, and the same thing with peppers, we'll be doing peppers next month. When you grow tomatoes, they like heat, they like sun. So you want to make sure, like the afternoon sun when it's hotter, that's great for tomatoes. That's how they get to fruiting faster. So if you have it in the shade and things like that, it's not going to really do very well. It wants to be in the sun, in the heat. Okay, so that's the key for tomatoes. Okay, the other thing that this month you guys got, people got different things, but for most people got the romaine, the green, this is called green forest romaine. It's really nice, healthy. This is going to be a large romaine. We also did cilantro. I put them in the same grow pot. I'm testing this. You don't need to do this. You should do one seedling per pot. But I'm just kind of testing performance, because this is test gardens. I'm testing performance of cilantro and spinach together to see if it impacts the yield and how well it will do. But that's we got our cilantro, we got our spinach, and then we had, really different, people got different things. Some people got Swiss chard, some people, I wanted to show this. Look at this, you guys. Is that just amazing? This thing just keeps performing. I keep, harvesting it, and it's just, wow. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you see how shiny it is? That is nutrition, guys. That's a happy, healthy plant. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, because I know we've probably got some new people on the line here. Remember, we give you the fertilizer mix. You want to mix that in with your soil, and we give you this mycorrhizal fungi. This is an inoculant that helps with transplant. It helps with the roots. It helps strengthen the roots, and it helps your plant get established faster. It also helps the plant uptake more nutrients. So with mycorrhizal fungi, up to 75% more nutrients are taken up into the plant. And that is because of the relationship that the fungi have with the root system. It creates a web-like structure and extends into the soil further than the roots can actually extend, and that is how it's able to bring in more nutrition into the plant. There's a whole symbiotic relationship going on there. So those are really important when you're planting. Please make sure to include these. Now, if you are replacing seedlings, which a lot of people are, we sent you the worm castings, okay? And this is liquid gold. This is probably the best thing you can do. So when you have a lot of space, people will compost. I mean, everybody knows about composting. You will compost, and a lot of reason why you're composting is you're breaking down organic matter, and you're bringing in the micronutrients that you need.
Yes, I do.
This in my worm bin, and I'm constantly, when I replenish, I'm constantly putting this into my pots. So that is a good thing. For your planted box people, or just everybody replenishing, realize this month, if you are a planted gift person, you received enough grow pots for each seedling. But if you're a planted box person, you now at this point probably have about 16 grow pots, and you are replenishing, because many of the plants that you've received earlier in the year, they need to be replaced now. And that is why you have worm castings. There's lots of videos that we have that we've been sending you that are in the Facebook community as well, in terms of how to replenish. But what you want to be doing is you want to be taking out those plants that have gone to seed, that have bolted, that where the taste has, the big clue is, has it been in the pot for over 2 months? If so, it should be replaced. Unless it's an herb like a parsley or a sage or an oregano, those can stay. Those can stay for a long time. But the other plants, specifically lettuces or your leafy greens, if they've been in the pots for more than 2 months, you should be replacing those, because that's really the lifespan, especially of the lettuces. Your leafy greens oftentimes can go a little bit longer, and how you will know if you need to take it out is either one, it's going to seed, it's starting to grow up like a tree, or the taste is deteriorated. Those are your two indicators that you need to replace it. Is it growing up like a tree, or is it the taste deteriorated? Then you are going to replace that seedling, okay? Very good. The last thing, which is always the funnest part that I love to talk about, is this month, Grow Your Greens Challenge. is teas. And this is Robin, Happy Food Chef Robin Joyce. This is truly her specialty. She loves teas, and she has designed and created some amazing teas for us. And so those are posted in the Facebook community. They're posted on our QR code page that you go to. And we also will have links in our email so that you can get to those. But in your box, in your shipment this month, you got a wonderful tea, and we had an amazing illustration on it from Rooted Revival. You should check her out. She's on Instagram, and she is an herbalist. I can never say that word. She's an herbalist, but she's she is a new friend we have found through Instagram, and she does amazing illustrations. And so she actually did that illustration for us this month, and she's become a customer. So we're very excited to have her on board. So welcome, Kaylee, if you're watching. So that is everything. Please, you guys, send your questions. Remember, plantedmd@plantedplaces.com is where you send your questions. This time of year, your big thing you want to be looking at is you want to be on the lookout for pests, because spring, warmer weather, things start blooming, pests start appearing. So you want to be looking for, your aphids, you want to be looking for caterpillars, things like that. And I did want to show one last thing before I leave. I wanted to show you because I found the start of an aphid on my leaf. And I also see, so this is a very good example of something going on with plants. So I have a combination of two things happening here. I've got an aphid to show you, and I've got a little bit of whiteflies. So, and this is interesting because this, the weather has been a little overcast where I am right now. So, and it's been a little damp. So that's when you want to be looking out for kind of fungus gnats and whiteflies, powdery mildew. Those kind of come with your, cloudy day. So if you live coastal and you kind of have June gloom is coming, May, it's kind of been a little bit more overcast. Those are things you want to look for. So I want to show you because I have an example here of some whiteflies, and I also have an aphid. So I am going to be taking care of this plant later. But it's not a bad infestation. So I'm getting it early because I'm looking early. So right here is an aphid. You see that? Gosh, I hope you guys can see that. There is a little green guy. See him right there? That is an aphid. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my hand. I'm going to wipe it off. Okay, I'm going to take that guy out because there's hardly, he's really the only one I see. Here's another one, very small. So it's, and there's one more. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? I'm just looking under the leaves. They tend to be under the leaves, and I am just wiping them away. If I had a little bit more than one or so, kind of lean it underneath and spray it with water. Spray them off. If it's of a pretty bad infestation, there's a lot of them, then you want to take your safer soap, insecticidal soap. It's organic. You can spray with that. You can just get soapy water and spray with that. That will get them as well. That also helps with the whiteflies, the safer soap, and the it's just a mild soap spray, and just spray them. And then I wanted to show you where the whiteflies are so you can see. This is a little concerning because I don't know if you can see that. I've got a few in here. So I definitely need to spray these with a little soap. Soap spray is what I'll do. If you have a really bad problem, then you want to do like a neem oil or something like that. Okay, and you always want to spray kind of at nighttime, not during the day when the bees and things are out. A neem oil can be kind of hard on a bee, and you want to make sure it can be harmful to bees. So you want to make sure those guys are happy because those guys are good predators. So that's everything. That's this one. And but aphids, whiteflies, caterpillars, there's holes in your plants. That's so you might have a caterpillar issue. And with caterpillars, they're really small, little green. They're called loopers, and they're a little small. So you, again, underneath the leaves, that's where you want to be looking. Okay, you can absolutely eat these afterwards. You just make sure you wash it off. Okay, very good, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Send the questions, and I'm so excited. Welcome to all the new members. We're so excited to have you there, and you're going to be getting emails from us helping you along the way, get on your gardening journey. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.